Welcome back, guys. How are you? Yes, it's a Market Sniper. This time we're better. We're better than before. Confirm, please confirm in the comments. Tell us, how's our audio now? This is part 2. This is the one that works. Now live. I've got to type it and re-socialize it. Now live. Gold on a rip. Gold on a rip. As we felt once it ran that key level, that it was back. You're not getting a fizzle of a month end. You're getting the exact opposite 4 times in a row. You had it, and now we are truly going gold rip part 2. So let's go part 2. Amazing audio. Is there more audio? Amazing. Tell us now. I want to know. We're all good and we're ready to go. So let's have a little look at what's happening. We have to share screen. Much better. He says much better. Always got to do it over again. Hit the like. Let's go have a look at those gold charts. Happy days. Hit the like if you enjoy making money and you appreciate being brought back to the gold is great trade. Yes, let's have a look. There we go. So yesterday we said a key level was falling. We said 3,409. If it ever got back above there, that we would be back into bull state, that this later fractal was squaring up nicely, and having had the hard sell that was that after our last time we were so optimistic that fizzled, that this will be the one, the grind up in spite of good data, in spite of GDP up. But never forget the inflation number is a lie. It's debased dollars that is up, and domestic product is actually national consumption. It is also a function of consumption, and don't forget everything's costing more, and it's debasement dollar. So what's actually happened? You had a small rest at this key level that would be a technical level. You broke it here. Let's do this big. We're on the 8-hour. Time for the 4-hour. Let everybody see that erectile projectile. It's a boy, he said, with great excitement. Not usually that excited about a boy, must be said. That's the Kitty Fiddler Brigade, and you know all about them and who they might be in Bolshevik times. But here we go. We've been grinding up. Then we got our triggering event. And we said to you, while you're in a funnel period of an upside HVF, you should suspect normally that would be a bearish channel, because first you're up strong, then you're grinding, but different if in a funnel of an HVF setup and structure, that in fact you can moon out the top. You broke that key level, you pull back, you had a look one way, go the other way candle, and now you're on a ripper on the US session. Look at that, 3,445. This is the beginning of a move that will take you through to $3,762 on balance of probabilities. Possibilities. This is more probable now that it is a triggering event. Yes, see you on the other side. A whole $300 plus higher up. Indeed, $320 from here. This is going to be a good move, friends. And what does that tell me? The data that's coming next week. Remember, you can take Monday off. From Tuesday, it starts to warm up. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, fake number day. Oh, dearie me. You're probably likely to get a weak number, I would guess, that will super ignite the gold to the top side. Or if it is a great number, we may get a pullback at one of our targets. Who knows? Let's go and see the upside HVF. Are you watching with us? Where are you checking in from? Please tell us. We love to know where our audience is based predominantly. We love to be able to check what you're most interested in. Do you want more silver, more platinum, a little bit more gold? You're good with what we're doing? Let us know. We read the comments. We react, and we often reply to some of the best ones as time allows. So that is your structure. Let's draw it. Time for a tool. Get your tool out. Ready, steady. It's a boy. Get your tool out to compare. I have a tool. It's an HVF draw tool. And that's what we're going to be using today. We're going to keep it tidy. Yep, we're going to keep it tidy. We're in the camo. The Bolsheviks are winning in the fiat debasement game. Oh boy, are they winning. And the downside for them is that everybody who saw their game and called it gets to see truth. And that green candle is the truth. That's right. You're going to fail into totalitarianism, but at least we're going to be the richer slaves. That is a triggering event of the even bigger pattern. Let's pull it all through for you. Nice fat funnel. You can see the volume by price very close to our midpoint. That is a key triggering event. That will take you to 3761. Look in the box. We put it together in a nice box for you. You too could have that box. You could have a tool and a box. Imagine how much fun you could have playing. In, out, shake it all about, to the moon, to the moon. That's it, erectile projectile. That's what we're doing today. All the testosterone levels are high when the Goldilocks is smiling on us. Oh, dearie me. And we're wearing our camos. Oh, we're ready. We're ready to wage war on debt, debasement, and fraudulent fiats. The final Ponzi-onomics of the tertiary extractor mercantilists that are preparing you for their Bolshevik global communism is playing, and they can't stop real money from going up. They can't stop real money from going up. They even know the great lie that they spin, and the central banking cartel and all the insider bankers are storming in while telling you to buy debts and earn a return, and gold doesn't pay any rent or interest. Yes, that's what they'll tell you. But this is a key break, friends. This is a key break. And the next, I would say there's even a chance you'll get the 3.8 on an overblow of that performance. But we are now starting a new leg up. By the way, when did we tap out high? Yes, I coined the phrase alliteration. Trump tariff tantrum. Others liked it. It's catching on. That was 3,500. Well, you're about to run that. You're about to run that. The first chance that we take a rest is right about here at 3,528, at which point you will already be higher than your high 1. You are already higher than your high 3, and you are soon to be higher than your secondary high over there. That was at 3,451. Was it? 3,451. And what are we now? 3,445. So you're $9 shy on a Friday afternoon. That's the problem. If gold runs, they don't have the same power of Mr. Slammy. You see, central bankers buying are big buys. It's not a retail thing. They don't get to do not-for-profit trades really late. Too many people say, I'll take that for delivery. I'll take that for delivery. I'll take that for delivery. So this has been a very good thing. It's time to have a look at silver. Where are you guys checking in from? I'm looking at your comments over here. The digital trap version. Switzerland is in the house. Links. Daniel Deneuve checking in from Virginia, USA. Thank you for being bold, unfiltered, and honest broker. Looking forward to the discussion with Don Durrett. Thank you for mentioning that. This Sunday, our community have already watched it. They have already loaded up on their favorite equities, and we will be helping them to get certificates too. That saves you from the great taking. You too can watch the video Sunday release for everybody else. And you can see what we discussed and which equities we were looking at. Yes, sir. With Don Durrett. Don't forget to support him as well. You can buy gold by supporting us through Bullion Vault for your internet gold till you get to a certain size. Then you can go buy for delivery through Pure Gold or ITM Trading on the links below. Even if you just want to say thank you and it's not your regular broker, we greatly appreciate it. Just to pay a little stipend in the hat for the people that told you we will be going up. So we were faked in. We were early. We were faked in here. It looked like the real deal. It looked like a break, and we got brought back hard. Then we said we're going to be in range. At any point you take out this range, we started to try get you in earlier to beat and improve your risk-reward ratio on your possible trading if you are trading, but certainly on your investing if you're investing. And now we are going to have good times. The good times are going to rock and roll. And don't forget, we also pointed out to you the upside HVFs in the 30-year long end debt. Chop. Yes, foreskins are being chopped off there. Yep. It's a ripoff, I tell you. It's happening in the debt markets. The Bolsheviks are winning out there. Boy, oh boy, that debt market is looking terrible. Let's go and have a look at the US dollar 30. It is not improving in any way. The US 30 on the bonds market, in we go. Let's leave that out. Go ahead and have a look. Heading back up, as you can see over here, breaking back up to the upside, moving back up. We did have a little faint break over here. So I would expect in the new week news to come out that will not be supportive for the long end of the debt, in spite of possible rate cuts. So we've got this weirdness. Rate cuts, is rate cuts driving gold up? And if long end go up, that also drives gold up. Why? Because people sell the long end. They're not rushing to go buy the short end. They're getting out of bonds, out of the most dangerous bonds, the long end, which is going to face financial repression, a la the 70s, decades of losing value in real terms and paying insufficient yield to compensate for that, into gold. So they're not moving within the instrument. They're getting out. They're getting out. They're getting out. Revaluation by natural market forces and not by government decree. That sounds like something sensible that we've always been up for. No overnight gifts from the control structure. It just doesn't work like that. No blowing up their own bank's derivative books. It just doesn't work like that, friends. But this is how you go up and you kill. What about silver? What about silver? Some might say. So let's go and have a look. Oh, some people got excited about the French market on the debt. So before we leave the French, let's have a look. Francais, are there any French in the house? Are there any French? French don't like to speak English as much. They might get a little bit rude about this Anglais. Who non parlez-vous français? Non parlez-vous français? And that recently made an upside target. But despite that, we're having an up day on rates as well. People talking about IMF. So here's the funny thing. Isn't it funny? We have a gold upside setup that is now finding itself to new highs. And then you had the IMF might be needed for France. Just after the same story was given for the United Kingdom, who will also go have a look at the debt markets, at the same time that the American Treasury is also looking high. Who is the IMF? The IMF, there's no bank account called IMF with 100 trillion sitting in it. It isn't there. It doesn't exist. There is no money. All that happens is everybody else, when one guy gets poisoned, says, put the syringe in, suck the poison out. We can't get rid of it, so we'll all take a little bit of the poison, and instead of one of them dying, we'll all get a little bit sick. That's how it works. Everyone raises some debt and puts some money in the pot, and it goes to the weakling. That's how ringer, rosies, a pocket full of posies plays out. A tissue, we all fall down. They have to fall down together. And that's how they've saved when individual nations were weak, like the IMF bailout for Britain in the 70s under a Labour government again, surprise, surprise. But that took 10% of the IMF supposed fund. Remember, the fund doesn't really exist. It's committance from other nations to make debt-based contributions into a pot to save someone else, because actually you're already in a new world order. They keep all the balls up in the air. They keep all the plates spinning until they all fall down together. Synchronized total control demolition of intent. Synchronized. Ringer, rosies. One doesn't get allowed to fall down. We all fall down. A tissue. And if that reminds you of CV19, that's probably no accident. Okay, so that's how it goes. So France is up very close to new highs at 4.427 on its 30-year. Let's go have a look at the United Kingdom. Isn't it funny? As yields are going up, and who was the first to say that? We were the first to tell you that there's substitution going on, and that rates can actually go up and gold can go up. On the long end, rates are going up. Why are they going up? Nobody wants it. The United Kingdom also quite close to its highs, 5.6. What about Germany? What about Germany? All these states in various states of failure is beautiful. Oh, look at that structure. That goes straight into its HVF. Let's just redraw slight difference there. There you go. You're at second interim. Germany has higher to go. France has already made through its target. Germany, Europe wants to play sick leper too. It's smooching the chief leper big time. It's rubbing all its filthy little oily crusts and says, make me sick too. And there you go. You're at the second interim. You've got a nice little wind up there. Germany will run on the 30-year, the 3.45 before timeout. Timeout is the last week of October. You will be higher on German rates. At the same time, Merck said, we can't afford a welfare state ourselves. So two nations have said it could need an IMF, And Germany is saying we can't afford a welfare state. Isn't it ironic that all these three countries have engineered their debt-based collapse so that the yields are spiking on the long ends on all their debt, and they all are crying for help? Who's going to have to pay them? Who bails France, United Kingdom, and Germany out? Well, America can't do it because it's even more broken. It's got an upside HVF on its debt too. So what you end up having is we can't afford it. Everyone's in it for themselves. Contagion, contagion, until we get called together in a new Bretton Woods moment. Oh, dearie me. And what will gold be doing all throughout this time? That debt-based collapse, other people telling you you're going to get a 40% sell-off on gold, and we are saying do not get shaken out. Do not get into cash and wait for a 40% crash. Sometimes some of them said that when it was at 1,600, expecting it to drop sub 1,000. That hasn't worked out. And now we're sitting here. Where is gold? It is trading 3,445. And it's time to look at our friend silver as well, XAG USD. Do not get shaken out of the trade. The position, the investment, it is livening up. And that was what gave us additional confidence, by the way, was that silver has a 41.3 target. We shared it with you. It was in an HVF of its own, which had already triggered, which made us additionally bullish. And how did that turn out? Let's draw it again. Draw it again. Draw it again. Show everybody. Democratic, equitable society means that all shall see. Let them be seen, none so blind as those that will not see, and those that seek to see shall see the light. They shall see the light, and it is 41.27. As we told you yesterday, that is the target, and you are resuming your upside break that Jay Powell gave you. Jay, you're such a closet little metals bull, you little munchnik. Shalom, my friend. Yes, such a closet little precious metals bull. You did give us a little squeezy pumpamento, but I'm going to cut the rates because Donald said so. Donald said so. Donald J. Trump, you voted right. You voted right. A weaker dollar, gold up, silver up, and platinum not yet turning. I'm jumping in because this goes to 41.3. Gold's going to 3,762 at minimum on balance of probabilities if we get success, which post a triggering event is far more likely, which we have had today. Silver triggered before. Could mean that platinum is cheap now by not having moved. We'll have a look at platinum and show you how it hasn't moved yet. That is a cheap entry into gold, my friends. It is white gold, only rarer, harder, and beautiful too. Very, very beautiful, the platinum. Don't be prejudiced against the whitey. Don't be prejudiced against the whitey. Let's have a look. Rate cut in September will send gold even higher. You're going to get all the juice and all the news. It's going to look perfectly synchronized. You were in a holding pattern since April. You waited patiently. You got one fake out, which we were all ready. You got to take it in case it's real. It wasn't real, and this one is the one. Second one at the asking. Upside HVF in silver. Key level here that we had from some time ago. Spot the gray line. Isn't it ironic that 37.89, the gray line, you happen to form a winding up structure around the level? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, we're back in black. Target up top there. Who wants 40? You haven't had a 40 in silver. You haven't had a 40 in silver. And this time, I think you close with a 4. And by the way, every previous time in 1980 and in 2011, you did not close quarterly anything higher than beginning with a 3. You did not close quarterly. Even though you ran close to 50 and in some instances touched 50, you could not hold for a quarter. That is part of derivatives. And this time, I think it will be different. You will have closed with a 4. Let's have a look at that bigger time frame. Where did that gray line come from? Where does it come from? Oh, we're getting big time. We're going big time frame. Let's go have a look. Let's go have a look. Why is it there? Why is anything ever there? There you go. There's your monthly closes. Boom, boom, and boom. You are here. You are speaking. You are sharing this moment with yours truly, the market sniper, wearing his Bolshevik camo and his commie hat, as the totalitarians getting super excited about their pending debt-based collapse and impoverishment of the Goyim masses. Yes, you are here watching it with me as silver, the truth, the white truth metal, the shiny silver metal smashes through on the quarterly basis through the candle highs. That the highest one you opened there was, let's get the number, 37.75. You closed here, what was the number? 37.65. What was that again? Open was 37.75. You are 39.53, and gold is going probably to that 3,800, 3,760 target at minimum. Yeah, getting riches and everything, it's just my hobby. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I'm white, and I want to say sorry to all those that the pain I caused from working hard and investing smartly. So this is the dam breaking finally. XAG, JPY, all-time high, mooning. I'm wondering, I always get a laugh about playing the villain. 7.78. Am I rich yet? Silver hit second interim. It's on second interim in terms of the upside HVF. This is a triggering event on the monthly close candles, not on the wicks. We still have bigger numbers that must fall on the wicks right up top here. On Oanda, the ultimate high was 48 there. It was in 49.81 there. Not only will you get fours, but as part and parcel of this event and silver being rated as a critical metal, you're likely to see fives and then bigger numbers all the way through to 3 digits and on. You'll be sharing those moments with me. You will be trading within them on upside continuation patterns with me in our community. Click the link below. Join. You'll be enjoying the fact that even though they suppress and destroy so many things, truth, real money cannot be hidden. And at their ultimate rug pull and fraudulent breaking of otherwise inherently good systems that they have overloaded with debt, the ultimate truth runs, and the ultimate truth is precious goddamn metals. That's where you stand, because crypto is down. Crypto is down. Crypto's down. Where's Bitcoin? Let's go have a look at Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin? Where's Bitcoin? How's Bitcoin doing today? Maybe it's down. Maybe it's up. Who knows? I didn't check, but it didn't look that healthy to me. Oh, dear, it's down. Bitcoin's down. Bitcoin's down. But rate cut, you say. But this, you say. But that. But digital gold, you say. But 1 gazillion percentage X, you say. Here's the big moments, and it's at the big moments that things count. By the way, this is one of the equities you will see us talking about on Bondurette, and we spoke to you about this upside HVF on news with the events, and it is going higher. Miners are hemorrhaging cash right now. No more forwards. We'll wait. Thank you. Time's on our side. You can pay us more later. How about that? How about we make stuff off money? How about our costs are fixed? It's a deflationary environment. Wages are going slow. Oil is wrecked. We said to you, it's not supposed to be it's going to be a reserve asset commodity that runs. Don't play the energies. Put it all in precious metals. We showed you that you should be long gold, short oil. Let's go and have a look at the oil markets. How the oil market's doing? How is US oil doing today? As we sit here on the cornerstones of a recession, very aggressively down from the 78s, now sitting at 64. It was 130 at one point a couple of years ago, around 2021. Down, and down. There you go. There you go. That's how the energy markets have done over the same time, friends. That's how the energy markets have done over the same time. And in that moment, gold has gone from 1,600, 1,800, 2,000, breakout at 2,000, 2,200, 2,400, 2,600. Hold on, I'll give you 2,800 and one for 2,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,200, 3,000, 3,500 to Donald J. Trump on the Trump tariff tantrum. Oh my good, I'll have a rest for a small while. And here we go, and we're getting right up to the moon. Truth is coming out. Truth in money, sound money. It's all coming out. It's happening right here, right now. And you're a winner. You are a winner because you chose well and you invested well. You saw charlatans. You saw fraud. You saw debt. You saw debt upon debt. You saw more debt. You saw the insiders and the cartel doing all that they do. You said you are a liar. Has any nation in the West said our citizens should be buying gold? Has any nation in the West said our citizens should be buying gold? You can't see it because my head's in the way. So let's just show you that oil chart without my big old head in the way. There you go. There's your 130. That's where you are today. Half $64, half 130. In the same time, gold has done the exact opposite. That's why you went long gold and short oil. That's why you recognized you could have a commodity neutral trade. That is where you are at. We are winning. The gold shares are winning. The gold shares are winning. Enjoy the Sunday. It's one of my favorites. Don was awesome. We went through real equities, some of which I'd already drawn many times, looking in expectation that we already had draws on. It was fun. You will enjoy it. Watch out on Sunday. Hit the bell, otherwise you will not be notified. Hit the bell now. You see that sub button? Go and click notify always. Always. The algo no likey. Snipers say bad things. Snipers say very, very bad things. The Bolsheviks don't like snipers' phraseology. They think it's very, very rude. It's revolutionary acts. Truth is revolutionary acts. Truth in money is gold. And it is a revolutionary act, and it is showing you the great lie is being exposed. The great lie is being exposed. Who's looking forward to 3,800 gold as a next step and level? Who's looking forward? Who's going to make some money? Put your hand up. Use the like button to put your hand up. Are you going to be making some money today? 780 of you watching on a Friday. Are you going to be making some money at 3,800 gold? Are you going to be making some money at $41.3 silver? As just part of a small step in a longer journey that we'll be enjoying. We'll be enjoying all the way in our community to the very top, and occasionally with our YouTube friends. Yes, yes. Could you have done with being in this gold trade a little earlier? You probably could. If you want to be in earlier, grab the link below, book a call, have a chat, see if sound money and being part and parcel of reset trading on a non-advisory basis throughout this debt debasement collapse. And no, my friends, America is not the second dirtiest or the second cleanest shirt or the prettiest mare in the glue factory. No matter what Rick Rule says, what Brent Johnson says, you fall highest and hardest off the tallest ladder on the hegemon. Your product is dollar and treasuries. That's what you do. You're a consumer nation that sells in lieu of consumption from producer nations, the larger EU bloc and China. You give them external dollars and treasuries in equal measure. Treasuries are debasing. That means dollar is debasing. The largest debasement in debt will be American debt. It is the most over-indebted outside of Japan of the first tier world. And as that debt has to debase, so by a commiserate level will be the fiat. The greatest reduction in standard of living will be the dollar-based nation of America. Hear me now. Don't take succor from the nationalists, people that are friend Americans that tell you how bad Europe is. They're right, Europe is bad. How bad Britain is. It is bad. Or how bad all the other emerging market nations are. They're all bad, but they don't. They've had to produce something and do something that's kept them alive, as broken as they are. America does not produce. It consumes and sells treasury bills and dollars. And with that collapse in that valuation, they will be less sought after. There is an absolute saturation of capital in American debt markets. The Japanese do not rely on Americans or foreign buyers for their debt markets. The government's bought it all. America relies probably to the tune of around 35% on foreigners in their treasury markets. Then we turn to the equity markets. You have the Swiss National Bank, literally a Mag 7 hedge fund. When that capital reverses out, which it will, the saturation of capital that has made America the casino for the rest of the world is going to dissipate. There is an asymmetry to the downside for foreign international capital withdrawing from America versus that not yet committed. There's very little more that is available for foreign commitment that isn't already in there. and there is an asymmetry to the downside. That is why you may not get your milkshake on rate spikes. That is why on Trump tariff tantrum it traded down on the dollar. And who went up? Gold went up. My American friends, gold is a more important friend for you than any other nation out there. It's very important for everyone. They're all in failing currencies. But the hegemon up on high, whose primary product is debt, instruments, and dollar. Triffin's dilemma is we continue to export our paper while we overconsume other people's products who are producers. That's where we are, friends. Oil is down. Oil is down. Consumer, not so strong. That is why the Rockefeller tax is at lows. That's why we've been calling recession. We had an inverted HVF that is still valid. It's still valid. There she goes. There she goes. It's broken down. It's not been a one-way ticket straight south because the dollar debasement has also been pretty spectacular since the debt debasement, which goes without saying. And so many people forget. They don't talk about debt debasement in the USA. They say dollar will moon. How does dollar moon on a debt debasement? That is like two Siamese twins, one becoming a power builder, another one wilting and dying. It doesn't happen. They're attached. They share the same heart. They share the same bloodstream. They are one of the same. Just two twins in destruction. Destruction. Oh dear. So that's a doomer note for America, but a great note. You can defend yourself, my American friends. And you're looking right at it. You're looking right at it. Silver is one. So here's platinum. Let's have a look in a smaller time frame before we go. So we've had a look at that. That's the upside HVF. In fact, we did that. Let's go have a look why platinum sleeps. Platinum is sleeping, actually, at the moment. Let's have a look at platinum sleeping. We'll go TVC. You see that? It's sleeping. Now, what tends to happen? Platinum is in a macro upside HVF. What tends to happen is it suddenly wakes up. It suddenly wakes up and realizes it's well behind the game. And everybody goes, hold on. Gold just went to 3,800. And here's something that's 20 times more rare, has absolutely unique properties. Actually, for a jewelry is harder and damages less badly. It's almost impossible to scratch. And it's much, much tougher. Retains its shine more than silver. Doesn't, tarnish in any way. And you can get it. You can get it. It takes an immense amount of energy to open a mine to get it. You can get it only from Russia and South Africa. Why do you think they wouldn't be pumping platinum? Well, once the money that is driving into this market is no longer got Western name in it, platinum runs. The only reason platinum is not running is it's never been as high up as a monetary metal. It was discovered later, so it's kind of a little bit newer. It's so rare and so unique. And the countries that have it all aren't Western nations. And as the West falls, so you will see this metal re-rate. Watch me now. Watch me now. Let's go. Let's go. Say, let's go platinum. You can get it cheap on the thrill. Canadian West Coast, appreciate you, says Rob. XAG just ran interim level 2. De Vries, let's go. The dollar, internal combustion is here to stay. Polish flags, elongated muskiness, platinum soon to wake up again. Palladium. Palladium is part of the group. So by the way, if you missed some of the trade, you could get on the later bus of platinum. It's not a recommendation. I'm just pointing out palladium has been a lot higher. I prefer platinum. It is on a pullback, but it had over pumpamental. There might still be some raw hands, but it's equally tough to get hold of. You can see while platinum, at one point platinum was a couple of thousands and palladium was a couple of hundred. And you can't do that anymore. They're so close in price. There's only a few $100 in percentage terms. And that's a big thing. So it will eventually, I think that's a higher high. You'll probably have a higher low. Would I rush into palladium right now? Personally, no. Personally, no. I'd go platinum. I'd go platinum for its precious metals content, that part of it. And also for jewelry, because a lot of the jewelry buyers will also be Eastern, and I think they'll like it. I'm moving my assets. Russia is the new USA in what aspect? Haha, you must be reading a lot of Russian forums. I never said Russia is the new USA. I don't know what you heard. I didn't say Russia is the new USA. I wouldn't want to be the USA right now, but But I love Americans and I love visiting the USA, but they are on a precipice. They have such a big drop in cost of living. It's going to be the hardest hit. There will be entire trailer park classes created that have never been part of those classes. Hear me now, in terms of supply of food, in terms of cost of living, in terms of welfare. It's going to be big, I'm afraid, and it's going to include people that haven't been in those income stratas, suppressed welfare ever before. It's going to be very debilitating. It's going to be very demoralizing. They aren't gold investors. They aren't silver investors. It won't be happening to those that have put a proportionate amount of their income into those assets. Texas will have a lot of gold and silver holders and plenty of bullets. Come to Texas. We can only evade the cabal when we fight back. Yes, fighting back is buying gold. Dump their fiat. So whichever country you're in, when you dump your fiat, you are saying no to the euro, and you're also giving a slap to the dollar, the king fiat. So you're rejecting your primary fiat in the country you're in, and you're going, I'm not running to the dollar either, the benchmark, and you're giving it a slap. If you're in America, you're giving a double slap to the dollar by buying the gold. This needs to crash. The faster it crashes, the better. The sooner you're in, the better. The more you are in, the better. And overall, the better on every level for you. The fiat, an anti-fiat trade is dumping all that you have of fiat, selling other things you don't need into fiat and saying, have it back, paying off loans, killing the cash, not being tertiary extracted against, not being having the compound tertiary extractors put you on the wrong side of a compound interest equation. Those are all concepts that are anti-fiat, and buying gold is one of the biggest you can do. Buying silver is one of the biggest you do. That's an opinion. It's not advice. It's an opinion. It's an opinion from a man who likes to tell jokes on YouTube and wear funny outfits and a communist hat. So take it from whence you get it. It is just an opinion of someone talking about his own book and having some fun on a Friday afternoon. No Mr. Slammy on Friday. We don't know. They might try a little bit on silver. I don't think they're going to turn this gold back. Did silver just cross $40? I don't think it has crossed $40, but let's go and have a look. Let's go have a look. Silver on the Owanda. Oh, 39.79. That's a beautiful candles, boys and girls. Those are beautiful candles. You've just got two of the most beautiful candles in a row, back to back. Can I just tell you that? Candlestick analysis is my game. Have a look at them beauties. That is called an attempt to flush you out to the downside, a rejection of that attempt, and I will raise you all in chips on the table. That's poker stars. Okay, let's try that again. Hey, you can't come up this high. Go back down. No, I reject going back down, and I will raise you again. How do you feel about that? More chips all in on the table. Somebody's going to be in trouble. Somebody's going to be in trouble. That's what those two candles represent. A flush out to the downside, a take it all back, and move onwards and higher. Come again, we do it again. We keep coming back harder and stronger, and you keep backing off like somebody who's real scared. It's going to be a difficult market for Mr. Slammy today. Oh boy, oh boy. It's going to be a difficult market for Mr. Slammy today. Sniper made me a millionaire. Where do I send my congratulatory tip? Go to the Bullion Vault, click on the link, go to Pure Gold, click on the link, go to ITM Trader, buy some precious metals through, have a second person if you've already got a bullion dealer, and have another line and say, this is because Francis sent me. That's it. Buy yourself some more precious metals somewhere else so that you have another supply. In case of unobtainium, now you can buy from two places. Not all the data is coming from one place. You know, they've got to report data now. You can murky it up. You've got supply chains everywhere. You must have a merchant in every town, a girl in every port, and a merchant in every town, they say. Okay, I'm not too serious about that. 39.82. A fresh air. Yes, 39.82. So we are now on Oanda, we're at 39.79. Futures could be a little bit higher. Let's go have a look at the futures markets. What say the futures? What say the futures? Tell me now. Well, Not that. That's not right. 40.53 on the futures. Ray, where's Mr. Slammy? Mr. Slammy no likey. Mr. Slammy scared. Mr. Slammy gets slammed. When Mr. Slammy gets slammed, pumpamentals. Oh, dearie me. Look at those two candles. Absolute beauty. 40.55 on the silver futures. Oh boy, friends. This is looking magnificent. Who's making money? Hit the like button if you're currently making money on precious metals. You've ever watched a sniper video and you're glad to be included and kept in the great break. Here she comes now. Let's go and see on the futures continuous contract. The highest point of the candle bodies was right here on the high, which was 38.18. You are now 45. This is a triggering event on silver. Key triggering event on silver, friends. A key triggering event on silver. And by the way, if you like to do a little bit of inflation rebasement, we are also taking out the third high on macro upside HVFs. Macro upside HVFs happening right now. Slow start for miners today, but picking up steam. Miners up 2 or 3%. Miners. Oh boy, you're going to love miners. We're going to be doing an update for you on Sunday. Don't forget, puppy licks to the face, says Joey Socks. Indeed, waking up this morning, precious metals puppy just wants to come and lick your face. Oh, it's too beautiful. The pure soul of a puppy in truth. Gold, my friends. Sound money in truth, in deception, fraud, hypothecation times. The great mercantilist liars cannot stop the real money chasing in to real things, real physical things. Hold it. Don't leave it at your bank. Hold it. Non-advisory. Just talking to myself. Everything I say, I'm just talking to myself. You should check in always with a regulated financial advisor who will sell you a portfolio of bonds and other great instruments as advised by your government. No, I'm just joking. Non-regulated advisor, no advice, never any advice. Only fun, only games, celebrating key moments, pumpamentals in the precious metals right here, going into September. Warning, this good news goes with bad news on the debt front. Contagion, collapse. There is no fund big enough to bail out Germany, France, the United Kingdom, and America. The green aliens, the PSYOP. That's why the aliens are on their way to Earth. They brought their checkbook. They're bringing the astronomic galactic checkbook. I've worked it out. Now I know. Of course. It comes to me. The dude, Loeb from Harvard, that says the unknown directly targeting full planet Earth object is coming. It's bringing the intergalactic checkbook to do the bailout for the United Kingdom in the debt problem, the European debt problem, and of course, the American debt problem. That is it. They're just rushing their diners card over. Simples. You just have to think about it a bit. That's all. Yep. Here comes the gold asteroid. The 796 gazillion ton pure gold asteroid. That's what it is. It's coming here to destroy the price of gold. It's going to smash straight into Fort Knox so that there actually is some gold somewhere in the vicinity at last. It hasn't been for I don't know how many decades. That's what's happening. That's the bailout. The spaceman's going to bail you out with hurling anvils of pure gold at the planet to reverse the pumpamentals on the precious metals and ensure your fiat paper, your reliable fiat paper, can be trusted once again. Oh dear. They'll investigate Fort Knox the day they investigate Epstein. Indeed. Rosanna Navarro is having some fun. She's laughing at our jokes. That's good. You got to laugh sometimes, just before a weekend, Rosanna. You got to laugh for want of crying, my girl. They've been lying, and the truth meter is popping and saying, Pinocchio's nose calls you a liar, J. Powell, Donald J. Trump, and all the Fed, Shlomo Bernanke, and Granny Yoda Yellen and Agent Orange on the European side, and Besant and Epstein and Elon and all the other little cartel of coordinated lying thugs, frauds, and deviants. Yes, this is our chance to celebrate some truth being outed. When we get universal high income, universally high, abundant UBI income for all with the very best health, you'll be getting injections to protect you from future cancers. They will be editing your genes to make sure you live to 199 years old. Elon promises you elongated muskiness, promises you. You're going to have so much income. You're going to be meeting all your other rich friends in all your fancy cars and throwing gifts at each other. Not going to work. Nobody needs to work. It's just hemorrhage income. Woohoo! You were just born. You won the lottery. Ding, Elon. Have another one. Have another one. Happy Friday from a day's hard work, says Rosanna. Elon Musk is the purple devil, he says. Francis, if we get minor shares on paper at home, won't we have to stomach huge flush out? Yes, you can and you will, and you need enough cash to not be a seller at the bottom. When they create the volatility that they will create, they are going to try to shake you off. Remember, I've referred to this precious metals positioning as riding the mechanical bull. There's going to be people tempting you off the bull at all times. But 40% discount incoming. But they've said it all. But dollar spike. Dollar spike. Sell all your gold, dollar spike. You're going to get rich just by being American and holding filthy fiat, gazillions of it that's been printed. No, my friends, no. Ride the mechanical bull till home, till the bleeper buzzes. When the beeper buzzes, you collect your prize money. Do not leave before. Do not leave before. We have just begun. Gold is a bubble. Agent Orange, this is Agent Orange. The fraud from Europe says it's a gold bubble. The gold bubble is making financial markets unstable. No, you lying little wretch, you fraudulent little witch. Go back with your two other little witches and toil and trouble around the flippin' cauldron, you absolute asinine Satanist. No, your deception, debt, fiat, debt-based socialist welfare Ponzi-onomics is the bubble. Gold has had enough, and it's standing up, and it's telling the world the truth. And your own central bankers behind your back and everybody else, probably including yourself, are finally stacking on the other side for the system failure that you orchestrated. That's where it is. That's how it is. Yay, Weimar, says Alfred Jr. Pump it, but buy when there's blood in the streets. I'm afraid the blood is coming, and gold is not all good sign. It's a sign of problems on the way, friends. It's a sign of problems on the way. Hello from Thailand, catching some live sniper, says Lawrence. Aliens are coming and they're bringing alchemy skills. Yes, we can turn. Do you know? Oh, by the way, expect an absolute explosion of social media articles about how the collider has smashed certain protons together and alchemized gold. For one fragment of a nanosecond, they created two molecules that actually mimicked the fact that you might have XAU in there before it imploded under the incredible force they created. And it's totally non-economic, non-viable, could not be valid in any temperature. We've created gold. Alchemy, they'll tell you. Comets, they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you it all. Ghana found 999 gazillion megatons in gold. The one Ghanaian was just walking through the jungle one day. He tripped up on this massive rock of yellow sticking out, and he kept digging and he kept digging, and then he brought his cat and he kept digging, and he just found that there was the largest iceberg that's actually the entire of Africa's base, and it's all pure gold. That's what you're going to hear. It's coming. It's coming. It's all coming. They're going to tell you. What do? You ride the mechanical bull until the buzzer blows, and then you collect your prize. Do you understand? I do, Skipper. Aye, Skipper. Yes, I understand. They're going to try shake you out, man. You're going to get the BS PSYOP times 10, buddy. It's going to be coming thick and fast. I tell you, you're going to have more aliens, asteroids made of pure gold, more imaginary finds. You're going to have earthquakes with crevasses with it just creaming yellow all over the place. A volcano is going to puke up a gazillion tons. You're going to have it like you've never seen it before, boy. It's over. There's no more scarcity. It's easy. Just pick it up. It's right here. It's in perfect. Already formed in 449 bars. There you go. That's a goal. It's just puked out. The planet just puked it all out. You're going to hear it, but critical minerals designation. Now the US has to stockpile silver. Oh dear. Silver. 40.64. 40.64 on the futures. 40.64. If we were to close this quarter now, which is clearly not the quarter end, you would be at the all-time candle high. Not the wick, the candle high for a quarterly high. So that tells me we're going higher. We're going higher. You could be witnessing a triggering event. And when we cross the 50, when we see that first 5, friends, you could have a break. You could have a revisit back down. Be warned. It gets tricky. They're not going to give up with a fight. Once, twice, 3 times. Then the lady. So watch it. Watch it when 50 comes. That's why we have targets. That's why we will take off. Where is Agent Orange? Agent Orange is in Europe somewhere, telling you why the World Economic Forum is a magnificent organization with all your best interests at heart. Elon deploying Tesla bots to mine asteroids. Yes, definitely incoming. New batteries to use silver. Yes, solid state batteries. 20% penetration on solid state batteries. 96% of the annual supply would be required. Okay, you're not getting to 20%. Not without a whole bunch of new stock and a whole bunch more prices. Higher. Anyone with gold teeth is insane. People will seek to capture you and extract. You will own nothing and be happy. Klaus Schwab. 399 likes, 933 of you watching, 72 likes. No likey, new high on gold. No likey, new high on silver. No likey, pointing out that platinum could be next and hasn't moved yet. What? No likey? No live streams? You don't like the live streams? That's a great... I'm feeling injured. You hurt me emotionally here. 414, that's much better. A refresh on the screen did help a little bit. It jumped from 76 to 440. Oh, God bless Chrome browser. 1 ring to bring them all. Like my Sainsbury's 20p bag. But can we have an inflated adjusted chart? So let's have a look at that adjusted. So we'll go to silver. We will divide by the CPI, AU, CSL. We do this all the time. You guys are used to me showing you this fella. And this is why I show you no bubble. This is not a bubble. On their fake statistics, which we all know to be liar stats, lies, and more lies, we go and we put on the upside HVF, and we see that your triggering event has just occurred on the adjusted inflation side. Trend bridging, yep, and there you go. That is it. We have now broken. Now, we showed this chart in a number of YouTube, some of them quite long ago, and said, when we break here, it just happened. It just happened during this quarter. When you break here, the beginning of an HVF move has started. The beginning of an HVF move has started. You have started that beginning of an HVF move, and HVF moves post-triggering event move impulsively and very quickly, especially in between targets. So you could get a return move to funnel, but you've got your first interim there. You might stall a while, then you've got a rip to there, and then you've got a major rip to there. That is going to be very, very good. Don't forget, these numbers are divided by a compounded CPI CSL, urban inflation rate. That's right. This is a massive structure, guys. This is a massive structure. We've shown you up to 596 silver. It's not the same dollar, my dear dollar friends. Oh dear. All Westerners are in trouble. America falls from the highest ladder. Do not take comfort in being, we're bad, but the rest of the world is bad. You are the worst. You will fall the hardest. Your biggest export is dollars and debt. That's it. It's not Apple phones. It's not Microsoft. It's not all those things. But unicorns. No. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Okay, the Golden Shield barged 3,500 and the Silver Sword swooshed through 3,400. So where is gold? It is, of course, the boss. It moved first. Did you notice that? We moved first on gold. Let's have a look. We're standing now. 3,445. What a great way to start a weekend. By the way, this is an example of an upside rising wedge that breaks out the top. Super bulls do that. You have broken out the top. Let me just get rid of this. That's making a bit of a mess. Super bulls break out the top. There you go. That's where you're at. You're going higher. A lot of people thinking there's a reason we're going to sell off by 40%. No, and no. The debt markets turned. The debt markets turns after CV19. You are not going to have ever a sufficient enough rush into debt markets to bring gold down 40%. There will be such buying from the likes of China, Russia. There are so many nations that are prepared to dump their dollars for gold at a central banking level. By the way, many people calculating central banks now hold more gold than US treasuries. That is part of the flippening. We no longer consider that a reserve asset. We consider this a reserve asset. That are the wheels are turning. And it takes them a while before they start. They started in 2000s, by the way, slowly, and it's accelerating. Now, all of them have heard, all the central banks are involved. You cannot ever reestablish treasuries as a core reserve asset when there is gold as an option in financial repressional times. No sane central banker will do it. The people that move the needle on the gold prices are the big money hedge funds, home offices, but more importantly, central bankers and big banks. That's it. That's it. I was in Minnesota today. Hello, Minnesota. HVF's everywhere, man. Oil set for big downturn in October is possible. The Fed will monkey hammer the silver, but it's inevitable now that the truth is out, bro. Actually, platinum does scratch easy. It doesn't, not officially. No, it doesn't. It's harder than gold. $42 silver is the next stop. Yep, we said that gold was hot when phones had cords. It's still hot today, my friend. It isn't doing this because it ain't hot. Who thinks gold's hot? I think gold's hot. Hot to trot. But it's only trotting because everything else is debasing. It's standing still while the rest crumble. That's why it looks so high, because everything else is falling. You are toppling into an abyss of fiat devaluation. And the only thing that's saving you is you have a rope around a totem pole made of gold that is on hard ground. And that is why everything else looks like it's shrinking relatively. Virginia, USA, Reston. Stable coins are pumping to drive demand for US treasuries. Too small for now. Arrest the market manipulators, says Apex. Behind enemy lines in the People's Republics of Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Oh, I can't say it. I can't say it properly. My name's Mikey Tyson, and I'll whip your ass. I can't say Massachusetts. Oh, dear. Great, guys. It's been fun checking in with you. Look, it's a great day for gold and silver, but preparation for totalitarianism must continue. It is not a great day for fiat, financial markets, currencies, and everything else. And the scale of its collapse as gold continues to stand is going to be great. Let's enjoy our gold. Let's enjoy our silver. Let's recognize lots of planning, lots of work, lots of jurisdictions to establish, lots of capital gain taxes to be avoided. Remember, they proliferate. Legally avoided is possible because they proliferate fiat that forces you into higher taxation bands and into capital gains. Those nations that are doing it, scavenge mode is part of the Bolshevik communism. Remember the cap? Remember the cap? The red star is coming. The Bolshevism is coming. You need protection. You need protection. You need optionality. The totalitarianism is coming. The aggression of government, the suppression, the taxation on every level, the unrealized capital gains, the realized capital gains, the tokenization of real world assets. It's all coming. You need optionality. You need to use this time now to realize that you are underprepared. We're all underprepared, including me. We're all underprepared for everything that will go down in the shock and awe system. Long life food, cash for transactions so that you can continue to pay your way through, and steady reliance on food, easily available barter food, and many other things. Did we cover platinum already? We'll finish on platinum. So for the man that missed platinum, this is actually standing still at the moment. Last time we looked, we had an excellent breakout that made the second interim and has been resting now for a while. There it is. And we anticipate that it will be going up immensely soon. Let's show you that on a smaller time frame, monthly, weekly, and daily. Normally, I wouldn't say that's technically beautiful. It's going to be very hard for it to sell off there in an environment that silver and gold are going up. Very hard for it to sell off. Okay, so it has actually lagged. 3,512 now. Let's have a final check on gold. Do we want the gold future? Let's do gold future. That's likely to be a bit higher than most brokers. 3,512, like the man said, keep pumping. I quite like the pumping, quite clever. Hello, Francis from a Rhodesian. The tough, nuggety Rhodesians that never lost a war. Yep, keep going, my friend. Keep stacking. You know about currency debasement like nobody else knows. I've got one of your notes over here, actually. I'm going to end the stream, but next time I'll be showing it. The billions and the $1 billion notes. Ask the man from Rhodesia about fiat, confetti, and debasement. Enjoy your gold, guys. I'm going to go and head off for the weekend. We'll see what's waiting for us in the new week. Big data, non-farm payrolls. You can join us. $197? You can join us for 3 hours worth of crypto and traditional markets. You can have the recording for a month, or you can buy 3 for the price of 2. You can come and get a feel for what we're looking at. Watch on Sunday for the stocks with Don Durrett. Hit the link below to book a call to become part of a community that is focused on the financial reset that the Western world is absolutely, mathematically, unavoidably going to take as a major crash. A crash like you've never seen. There's been no crash in all your economic history of your life, your parents' life, and your grandfather's parents' life. Not 1933, not 1929, not that I suspect many of you were around back then, not anything before. It is that big. And your balance sheet will be determined by how much gold, silver, and platinum you purchased. And there are links below where you can say thank you and open up a second relationship if you do already have a provider with Pure Gold, ITM Trading, and Bullion Vault, where you can accumulate and stack monthly and weekly. Till next time, I'll catch you later. Enjoy your 3,500. This is a breakout for gold. It's looking great, and I'm delighted that you will be making money. Till next time, catch you then. Bye for now.